Hey guys, Muzz here. So recently we discussed how to set up a game plan. If we say we start with the same kind of mind map idea, and so this is guard bottom, you're playing guard. How do you decide your guards, and maybe what order do you put them in? In terms of the decision making process, something that is important to think about is what guard is there for. And guard is essentially a protection tool and a distance management tool. So if you think about it from the perspective of stand up, your guard is hands in front of your face. That's so you don't get punched in the face. With us lying on our back or being seated, the idea is to keep our legs between us and our partner so that they don't get upper body control. Okay? It's the kids going crazy. So it's important that you understand that in terms of that distance management, you need a long range guard, and you need hopefully guards that fill the holes all the way up until the point just before the person has upper body control of you. Let's call half guard closest to just about being passed. Regardless of the guards you like to play, you should have that in there. I mean, half guard at the end of the day is most often the first guard you see when you start escaping a position, and is the last guard you often have the opportunity to play as someone is blitzing past or pressuring past. So half guard is really important from learning how to prevent people from progressing, but also teaching yourself how to re-establish and or reset the guards that you want to play from a half guard position. I think closed guard is within that realm as well. You guys, the white belts to blue belts, the common guards we teach you as a process to learn this kind of stuff is closed, half, and collar sleeve. And the cool thing with those three guards is that you can move through all three with a collar sleeve grip, and just using your hips, hip movement, and your legs to create extra space. And then from collar sleeve, pull them back into closed guard, go half guard, collar sleeve again. So I think as a starting point, it's easiest for people to choose guards that, if you're struggling, guards that you can use in both gi and no gi. Okay. But obviously the more advanced we get, the more guards we need. So you'll remember in this box we had what the mind map's actually about. And this is, you could put guard play or guard bottom. And then within there we're doing, remember I said in the form of intentions, write down what it is that you are, what your mission is. You know, basic principles, concepts like keep weight off me, manage distance, use all four things. That's a big one. What I mean by that is don't leave a hand or foot flapping in the breeze unless you have a specific deceptive plan that you're working on. You're always trying to keep all four things on your partner. We know that. So then we'd be looking at the guards. And in terms of the way I play, it's an idea. Closed and half link really well. Half links well to butterfly, which links well to seated, and then shin on shin. And then here's where it can go one of a few different places. And these guards here work together that I play with. So shin on shin, it could be single leg X and then X, or shin on shin, and I use that to set up De La Riva. You're kind of connecting glue in all of this is choosing a guard that is your go-to if you had to rely on a guard that was going to win you the match. To either sweep or submit from, what would that be? For me, that's an easy choice. It's butterfly. So I'm stuck in closed. My mindset goes like this. I'm enclosed. I'm going to try and submit you. That's not working. Going to try and sweep you. That's not working. The order might change. All right, I want the match to progress. What's the easiest way for me to progress it? That's from my butterfly guard. How do I get from closed to butterfly without you having the opportunity to necessarily change the nature of the match? And what I mean by that is me moving from closed to butterfly is me dictating starting to dictate the pace of the match. So I need to figure out a way that's fairly bulletproof. Remember then, once we had those positions, it's the same thing. Where's a bit more space? I'll just get rid of this. We had your grips. So think gi and no gi, what grip style, where do your grips need to be to achieve what you want to achieve. You could think like control or stability, like what are the principles within to maintain that position. Butterfly, as an example, would be make sure your feet stay heavy on the floor, your feet are apart, that your shoulders are forward of your hips so that they can't push you back, head's nice and up, looking forward, looking into them so that they can't head snap you. And then being able to move obviously side to side, forward and back, maintaining those general ideas. So those are the sort of things I'd write down there. Then you'd have your transitions. And what I mean by that is you go option A, they defend by doing X. What's your counter? So you can thinking like that, but also thinking where are you going to next might be an easier way for you to think of it. And your last one, so we've got groups, control, transition, and then obviously your subs. Okay, so bit of a long-winded explanation for it, but it can be quite a daunting thing to think about the guards that you like to play and maybe the order in your head in which you should plan them out. So your general ideas, distance management tool to protect you from having your upper body controlled. So your main aim is to keep their weight off you and to turn the match over. Okay. Submissions, yes, obviously they come into it, but you aren't submitting anyone unless you can manage distance and threaten sweeps, all right? Secondly, choose a main guard, okay? And that should help you work kind of backwards in terms of working through guards that are a closer range and forwards in terms of working through guards that are a longer range. Don't write down guards that you would like to play. Write down guards you do play. So for some people, if it's just 3 guards, closed, half, collar, sleeve, leave it like that. Develop those. So you've chosen your main guard. You understand the distance management principle. And then the last idea might be that if maybe you want to choose guards that are transferable gi and no gi initially. For instance, if you've started dabbling in worm guard, obviously you can't play that no gi. So everything here, you can play gi and no gi. That's not by design. It's just the way it's happened. And then once you've got that in your head, then you can start planning out what it is that you're meant to do from each position. A lot of information, takes a long time. Most people take like 4 hours or so to get this information all out. If nothing else, some good mental gymnastics for you. The more you think about jiu-jitsu, the better you get at it. Funny that. Hope it's helpful, guys. Train. Half guard's really important from